What's up, guys, and welcome back to Lazy Couch Thoughts. With the Pelicans roster pretty much coming into form today, I want to just talk about basically the fit of the roster, the fit of the different players, and where the Pelicans would go from here. So, start off, Brandon Ingram on Tuesday just signed a max extension. Steven Adams late Monday night signed a 2-year extension on top. So the team's really starting to come together, not only from now but for the future. I think it's very interesting to see the Pelicans committed to Steven Adams in the long term, like over these 3 years, before ever watching him play a game. I agree with the decision, technically. I think he's going to fit in well. A lot of people in the media think that you have to have a spacer, you have to have a stretch at the 5 next to Zion, you got to unclog the paint. Well, the thing is, whenever you force Zion to play the 5, it's bad. Like, you can't have Zion play the 5 against Anthony Davis for all game. It's just you're taking away his best assets, his best attributions, because he's best on the offense side of the ball. You don't want him burning out everything going against Anthony Davis all game. So you need somebody like Adams that can come in and come grab double-digit rebounds a game. He sets screens all game long. He's a huge man. He sets some of the best screens in the game. But you need that type of guy. You need that type of guy to run with Zion. He's not going to clog the lane from Zion because he's doing other stuff to help Zion. Next, we can start with B.I. B.I. needs to be the primary ball handler on this team. Straight up. He should be. Lonzo Ball, love him to death. Stan Van Gundy himself even said he's not a ball handler in the half court. He's a transition point guard, and besides that, he needs to be on the wing, catch and shoot, passing the ball, stuff like that. He can't create for himself. He's not good on pull-up jumpers, but he's very good on catch and shoot opportunities. He's very good at creating for other people. So we should use his skill set. Lonzo Ball is a very good basketball player. Straight up. He's a great defender, high IQ, he has good passing ability, but he can't really create for himself and he can't finish at the rim. So why not take what's good for him? You take what he's good at and you can apply it to these different areas and let him do his strengths instead of making him do something that he's not necessarily great at. We shouldn't be putting a certain label on Lonzo. Lonzo's just a really good basketball player. He's not necessarily a really good NBA point guard, if that makes sense. And that's okay, because as the NBA is going further and further away from traditional positioning, like look at Ben Simmons. Like some people say Ben Simmons is a point guard. Some people say he's a 4. He's a power forward. Which one is he? I don't know. He's not a traditional player, and neither is Lonzo. He shouldn't be treated as such. Zion, he needs to be going hard in the paint. I think he's probably going to be able to get more rebounding opportunities now because Steven Adams is just so good at boxing out. He's just such a great rebounder. He's such a great team defender that he's going to box out enough people to where Zion will actually end up getting more rebounds because it'll be kind of uncontested. And because of the screens set by Steven Adams, he's such a good screener. And you have people like B.I. and Zion who they're not necessarily the quickest first step. They're not necessarily, I don't know what's going on with the light. They're not, oh Lord, why is it doing that? But they don't necessarily have the quickest first step. They don't necessarily have the best dribbling capability. But it's just, whenever they're coming off of a hard screen by Steven Adams, that can give them that one step that they need. They can get to the hoop. They can go hit a shot. Like Zion can get that one step on the guy and get to the basket. I can get the one step on a guy and pull up because he's listed at 6'7". He was measured at the combine at like 6'9.5". Don't know what he is, but he's very tall, he's very long, he's very lanky. He just needs a step and he can fire off a shot and he's gonna hit it. Moving along, Eric Bledsoe is low-key like a little worse version of Drew Holiday. They do a lot of things similar. They're both very good defenders. Bledsoe is better at driving. He's better off pick and roll opportunities. And if you see where I'm going with this, Steven Adams is a great screener. He's good for pick and roll. Like, all of these pieces are really starting to fit together if you can utilize them correctly. Josh Hart is going to be a big part of this. I love Josh Hart. We need to extend him. He's a good defender. He's a great rebounder. He's a big hustle guy. He's a big chemistry guy. He's a good basketball player. I think Nickeil Alexander-Walker is going to take a big step up this year, not only in minutes, but also just production. He just needs to, because this kid is electric on the playmaking side of the ball. He turns the ball over. He needs to clean it up. That's what he needs to work on. If he can turn the ball over, he would have played a lot more last year because he can make plays. He can hit shots, and his defense needs to improve. But it's coming together. Kira Lewis Jr., our draft pick. He won't be seeing minutes early on, but that's probably our traditional point guard of the future. There's a legit chance that Kira Lewis Jr. becomes our next point guard. Straight up. I think he's the point guard of the future, and he's already on the roster. Nikola Melli, you know Melli, he's just going to be there, He's going to hit a three every now and then. He's going to be chilling. What he does, he comes off the bench, and he's there. He'll get you those 15, 18 minutes a game, whatever it may take. Jackson Hayes, I have to see improvement from him this year because this isn't my analogy. I'm taking it for somebody else. They said that Jackson Hayes looks like a cat chasing a laser pointer on defense. He doesn't understand NBA defense. And that is the truest thing I've ever heard. He has so much raw potential. He has so much raw talent. He has just insane athletic ability, but he's just not there. That's why we needed Steven Adams to kind of bridge this gap. And also, I'm hoping Steven Adams can teach not only Jackson Hayes, but also Zion how to be a big in the NBA. He needs to teach him how to box out. He needs to teach him how to rebound. He needs to teach him how to play defense. He needs to teach these things to them. And I think our identity that we're establishing right now is different than everybody else. Everybody else in the league's going small, and we're going long, and we're going big. We're going strong. Like, teams the next morning after they play the Pelicans will wake up sore from getting Zion and Steven Adams screened to death all night. Like, you're going to run into teams that you're going to beat them in a game just because they're getting so tired and getting so beat up by Zion and Steven Adams that they mentally start to slip. They mentally stop calling out screens. They mentally stop trying as hard. They stop communicating because they're tired and they're getting beat up because they're running into a 6'10", 250-pound Steven Adams all game long, Like, it's these stuff that, like, we're establishing an identity that's different, something that's going to make us different. And I love it. I love that we're not going to steal other people's stuff. Everybody wanted to recreate the Warrior stuff after they did it, going small ball, getting this. Guess what? There's only one Steph Curry. Like, you can't recreate other people's stuff with knockoff versions of their players. Like, you can't be the next Golden State with a knockoff Steph Curry and a knockoff Klay Thompson. You just can't do it. Not with a knockoff Kevin Durant. So I'm saying we're establishing our own identity right now. And I'm honestly just very happy. I think we have a couple guys on vet minimums that have a lot of upside that can show just a lot of promise. I'm about to pause the video real quick and go make sure I look at the rest of the roster because I really feel like I'm missing somebody that I want to talk about. So let's pause right here. Oh, how could I ever forget about the old man in the three, JJ Redick. He might excel the most. I take away everything I said. Everything I said about excelling the most from Steven Adams, he's going to excel the most from Steven Adams. He's going to benefit the most because JJ Redick, could you imagine, you ever watch him play? He runs around like crazy, like a little ant, all over the place, circling around. And could you imagine a defender just following him and all of a sudden, bam, just runs into Steven Adams? And like, you're just like, oh, I'm hurt, coach, get me out. Like, that stuff's going to happen. And like, JJ Redick is such an incredible shooter, especially on the run, especially on catch-and-shoot opportunities where he can slip by a little screen by Steven Adams and pop a three. And who's going to guard it? You're not going to run through Steven Adams. If you try to run around him, by the time you get there, that ball's up. That ball's in the air already, going to the hoop. So this team is shaping up to be something good. Now, I don't know where we're going to finish. The West is so deep. I could see us finishing anywhere from the 7th seed. Maybe if everything goes right, the 6th seed. It would have to go really right because I don't think anything... I think the 6th through 12th seed might be separated by less than 4 games this year. It's like we're all kind of crowded in that one little area. But I read this. If Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson are who we think they are who we want them to be, the Pelicans make the playoffs this year, and there's no question about it. Straight up. There's no question about it. The Pelicans will make the playoffs this year. But that's just saying it. But if Zion Williamson is who we think he is, and Brandon Ingram is who we think he is, the Pelicans will make the playoffs this year, and we might lose in the first round. It's possible. We'll probably you have to imagine that we would run into one of the Clippers, Lakers, or Nuggets. It's very possible you lose in the first round in that situation. But at the end of the day, the Pelicans are on the right track. They're building here, and I'm very excited for the future. That's going to do for today. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe for more content like this. And I'll see you guys Friday. Peace.